Okay. All right. Yo! What's going on, everybody? Sports Charles, aka this is Will McNeil. Guys, happy what was it? Happy Wednesday? July 7th? Oh no, excuse me, my bad. July 9th. Hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. I know this is very, very early in the morning. I do apologize for this being very early in the morning. Um, but I hope everyone has been enjoying the week so far. I hope everyone's been enjoying the summer so far. Yeah, like I said, I want to apologize. I know this is like very, very early in the morning. I do, like I said, and I'll probably keep on. But I don't mean it for this to be this early in the morning. But I wanted to come at you guys, and before I actually begin talking about Mafia, the old country, and everything like that, um, just wanted to let everybody know. On the Your Boy Charles Twitch channel, I finally did Mafia 2, Definitive Edition. So if you want to check through all those chapters, are pretty much on there. We did finish the game 4th of July. So we just finished the game last weekend that we finished that, and we met our second protagonist in Vito Scaletta in a lot more interesting, different kind of circumstances that he was in, besides Tommy Angelo. So we've gone through two of the Mafia protagonists, and both of these gentlemen, we have went through the life and everything of Tommy Angelo from being a normal cab driver to becoming into the mob. We went from the life of being in poverty to being a made man, to being again back in poverty, being also a made man, and almost as a dead man walking in Vito Scaletta. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone through those two protagonists already in the Mafia trilogy, as we are going to be getting ready to enter into the next protagonist that we will be going through in the Your Boy Charles Twitch channel in the days to follow. But before we go ahead and actually start doing that, we got some of the DLCs that we have to do. We have to do Mafia 2 DLCs with Joe's Adventures, as we look at the best friend, and not only best friend, but childhood friend in Vito Scaletta, the man that was along for the ride through everything as well, Joe Barbaro. And then we're going to be taking a look at Jimmy's Vendetta and the Revenge of Jimmy. So it's going to be pretty interesting stuff, man. We're going to be doing all the DLCs pretty much at the same time. You guys will be able to come over, enjoy yourself. But I want to go ahead and say this, man. Again, I know this is very early in the morning. It is okay if everybody comes by later on and watches the video. It will be here on the BigBen Vlogging and Gaming channel number 4. So you guys won't miss anything, though. But I want to say this, man. I want to thank you guys again and again and again from the bottom of my heart. And I do thank Ben again and again and again multiple times. I'm really blessed, grateful, and humble for it. And I really am appreciative of Ben allowing me to be and using his channels. And then not only that, but watching over his channels as well. But I want to thank you guys again. Still, I know that I keep on saying it, though. You guys have been a tremendous thing, man, by showing it's not even the likes, the views that you've done. Even with the smallest amount of views, they have been tremendous. When I started this, actually, at the ending of May 31st is when we pretty much started this whole thing for the whole summer of Mafia Trilogy. And it has been a phenomenal thing, and I've really enjoyed it with you guys, and you guys have been coming on here and enjoying it with us. It has been a pleasure doing it. And, for Mafia Definitive Edition, when we started on here, you guys were absolutely amazing, and I appreciate it, man. You guys have been fantastic. And then also on the Your Boy Charles Twitch channel, you guys have been phenomenal on there too, man. It has been amazing to see it. It is a true blessing, and I appreciate it. And I'm blessed, grateful, and humbled, and I thank you all for coming and tuning on and watching it with your boy and playing through and going back through the Mafia trilogy and seeing the protagonist from each of the Mafia generations. We've gone through the 1930s through the early 30s to the late 30s to the 1940s to the 1950s, and we're going to be going in our last protagonist in the Mafia trilogy with in the late 1960s, as we will be getting into that eventually sometime this week or following into the weekend. But what are we doing on here tonight? Not tonight. What are we doing on here this morning? What are we talking about this morning? What's going on this morning? Well, I want to go ahead and talk about it though, and I gotta say, man, a lot of interesting stuff. And I know that I don't want to get excited too quickly because it's not that time yet for it. But how can I not, though? It has been a while since we have had a Mafia game that has come out. The last Mafia game to ever come out was Mafia 3, okay? It has been years. And then, of course, we had the Mafia trilogy where all of the definitive editions were getting Mafia 2, Mafia 3, but they did a remake on the first original Mafia game, Mafia Lost Heaven. And now the trilogy has happened back in 2020, and here we are now, ladies and gentlemen, a few years after the Mafia trilogy has been launched. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now we're looking into the bigger picture now. This is not Mafia 4. This is not like we're going later on, years on down the road. Like, we're not going to Vegas. No, ladies and gentlemen, we're going where tradition is key, where tradition is the biggest thing out of everything. Tradition, tradition, tradition. And what am I saying? We're going back, way backwards. Before there was Tommy Angelo, before there was Vito Scaletta, before Lincoln Clay. We are going back into the early 1900s in Sicily, in Italy. We're going back, way back, before there was Tommy, before there was Vito, and before there was Lincoln. There was a man. There was a tradition. There was honor. There was a code. There was more standards there in the back traditions. Old buggies, horsebacks, you name it, man. Tradition, 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 and the old ways of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to the Mafia, the Old Country talk through with It's Your Boy Charles right up over here. We're going to go over and talk about the characters of Mafia, the Old Country. We're going to talk about the year. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about everything. They've got gameplay trailers. I've gotten the trailers already out for this game. It looks phenomenal. And this morning, I want to go over that with you all before the game's actual release. We are going to watch all the Mafia trailers, the Mafia, the Old Country trailers. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. We're going to go ahead, before we even do that, we're going to talk about the characters. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about that. We're going to watch the trailers. We're going to, get the feel for the trailers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over that. And, yeah, that's what we're doing here this morning. So, I've got my phone with me. Okay. I've got my phone. Also, I want to let everybody know the reason why I haven't streamed in the past couple of days, my cousin Ariana, which is my cousin Brittany's daughter, is with us here for the summer. She is 6 going on 7 next month. Her birthday is August 6th. So, yeah. But they go back to school on the 9th. The game comes on the 8th. So, she's just an amazing, wonderful little girl, man. She's 6 years old. She's awesome, going on 7. She's a wonderful girl. She's very, very energetic. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's like dude, it's like she's a big old ball of energy. She's awesome. She's fun. I do love her. She is asleep. She's in my mom's room. She is sleeping in there. Okay, so she's in there. She has worn cousin Tommy out for the past couple of days, but I still love her though. I've been having fun with her, picking her up. She's a bunch of things. She's been amazing though. So yeah, I do love her though, man. She's an awesome kid. But yeah, I'm sore a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sore. I'm a bit wore out, but hey, man, that's what it is, man. Kids are kids, bro. But if you wanted to know, that's why I haven't really done anything. That's why I actually haven't gone through the DLCs of Mafia 2 yet, and I need to. And of course, I'm wanting to come on here with you guys earlier this morning. My wife is getting ready to leave from Virginia. She should be here by 6 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. So we're going to talk about. Well, let's talk about all the characters of Mafia: The Old Country. So let's go ahead and do that. Mafia: The Old Country, man. This is going to be pretty awesome. Got to talk about the story. What's the whole lingo of this one? Can we actually pull it up? I don't know if it talks about it. Do we even talk about it? So, all right. Well, let's give it a little bit of a rundown. I'm pretty much on Wikipedia right now. So, Mafia: The Old Country is an upcoming action adventure game developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K. It is a prequel to the first game and the 4th main entry in the Mafia series. The game is scheduled to release for PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S on August 2025. Okay. So it's going to be on PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S only. It's on an Unreal Engine 5. The composer is Thomas Henson. Writers Matthew Aitken, Harry Schofield, and Scarlett Sinclair. And directors is Alex. Of course, you guys know it's by 2K is the publisher, and Hangar 13 as the developer. We already know August 8th is coming out, action adventure in a single-player mode. So, the synopsis. So, in the setting, the game is set in Sicily during the 1900s in the fictional town of Sensatis, Celsis, which was previously featured in Mafia 2. It is based around the origins of the Sicilian Mafia. The narrative follows original protagonist Enzo Farva, who journeys from a childhood of indentured labor in Sicily's sulfur mines to joining the Teresi crime family. Okay. So we know, like I said, this is basically pretty much in Sicily in the year of 1900s. This is in the fictional town of San Celeste. Okay. Yes, and if you guys don't remember, and Mafia 2, we did go back to the old country with Vito when he was in the war. Around in 1943. So pretty much, and then of course we're going back. We're talking about the Sicilian mob, and you know how this is how the mob originated from, was in Sicily. And then pretty much we know our protagonist's name. His name is Enzo Farva. He journeys from a childhood of being in labor. He was an indentured labor in the sulfur mines from being in a sulfur mine to joining in the Teresi crime family. So it's pretty much interesting, man. This young man, he was little, he started growing up, and of course he's a slave. He's a slave, and he's working himself, and he's working in sulfur mines, man, and those are pretty dangerous. Sulfur mines, if no one knows, I've never really heard of sulfur mines, but being in sulfur mines, man, is I think pretty dangerous. One I've heard, and their lifespan is not great. So with him being this young man growing up in the sulfur mines, working his ass off completely to turning into a life of crime, that's something pretty interesting. I mean, this is going to probably seem yeah, this is going to get pretty much interesting. So we know this is going to be pretty well coming out. So he comes from being, I mean, this is completely way different, bro. You've got Tommy Angelo that's completely different. You've got Vito that's completely different. Lincoln is completely different, way different. And then you have this young man that's completely different. This guy's like way different from the other past 3 Mafia people that we've played in the protagonist. I mean, just from him being like, dude, he's coming from like kind of humble beginnings, same like pretty much with Tommy. But I mean, he's growing up as a child. He's working. His whole childhood has been pretty much he's been a slave. He's working in a sulfur mine and everything like that. And he's busting his ass, and now all of a sudden he's like, you know what? Fuck the sulfur mines. Gets older, and it's like, fuck the sulfur mines, bro. And then he turns to a life of crime to make himself into something more than just being a sulfur mine boy. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see where this goes around. So this is going to be something. Mafia the the gameplay, excuse me. Mafia the Old Country is a third person, linear, narrative-driven game set in a cinema environments. This brings the game more into alignment with Mafia and Mafia 2 rather than the more open world orientated than Mafia 3. So it's not really going to be like an open world type thing. Alignment, it aligns more with Mafia and Mafia 2 than more of the open world oriented with Mafia 3. So that's pretty much how that's going to be. Yeah, this is going to get pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty well. I'd have to say so myself. So let's see here. Well, we're actually on 2K's page. It says, uncover the origins of organized crime and Mafia of the Old Country, a gritty mob story set in the brutal underworld of 1900 Sicily. Fight to survive as Enzo Ferrara and prove your worth to the family in this immersive third-person action adventure set during a dangerous, unforgiving era. Enzo will do anything for a better life. After a brutal childhood of forced labor, he's ready to risk everything to become a man of honor in the Teresi crime family. His oath to the Mafia, with all the power, temptation, and hardships it entails, is a burning reminder of this simple truth. Big time, man. So there's a family takes sacrifice. So this thrilling narrative is brought to light by stunning visual, cinematic storytelling, and the authentic realism that the critical acclaimed Mafia series is known for. Enzo's story unfolds in a time when skill was a stiletto blade was a deadly asset, and a far sawed-off shotgun was a go-to firearm. Murderous vendettas rages for decades, and mafioso patrolled their protect rackets on foot, horseback, or behind the wheel of turn on the century motor cars. So so what we're getting from this is like very, very realistic. I mean, back in the 1900s, bro, ain't nobody going to be having, you know what I'm saying? Like back through the other past mafias and everything like that. look, man, we're coming in here. We're like a stiletto blade, okay? A stiletto blade. Let's get real here for a minute. We're not like what is as we look up. Stiletto blade. Okay. So pretty much that's damn stiletto blade. So pretty much what a stiletto blade looks like, if anybody hadn't seen it, that's pretty much what the joint looks like right there. So my man is using a stiletto blade. I like one of these babies right there, I'd imagine. Like one of these joints. One of those completely right there. I mean, we're not talking about like, you know, we're pretty much talking about, with the skills in a time when we're not pretty much just using a motherfucking gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all about the pistol, bro. It's not all about just using a fucking gun all the time. My man's getting out here and he's slicing and dicing up out here with a blade. Okay? My man's having some fights with a blade. And then, of course, not only with the blade, it was a deadly acid, but you had a Lapara sawed-off shotgun. Lapara is an Italian shot-off. A Lapara is a Italian shotgun. You have it sawed off, and it's pretty much that. I was a go-to firearm for murders, vendettas, rages for decades. And then, of course, I'm protecting rackets and everything like that, on foot. And then, how are you going to protect them? On foot or horseback. Come on, dude. Early 1900s, yeah, horseback's the shit. And then wheel of turn of the century motor car. So motor cars started becoming a thing back then. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of interesting to get that point. So, dude, my man's sitting up out here. We're not talking about here. Enzo's sitting out here kicking it with a stiletto, pretty much a blade. Of course, we're gonna be having some blade fights out here. It's not gonna be just all about having a gun in his hand or anything like that. I mean, yeah, of course, you're gonna have a sawed-off Lapara, big time Italian weapon. Back in the mob, that's pretty much meaning that they mean massive business that they're carrying around a sawed-off shotgun. Okay, but my man over here, it's not just about the shotgun though, or whatever kind of weapon that he might have. When we talk about, if you've never seen in the past Mafia 3 games, okay, yeah, Lincoln's got his combat knife, okay? He does, all right? But we're talking about like early, massive times. I mean, we're not sitting here just talking about a gun. We're not sitting there and all that. We're literally sitting there and having some knife fights, okay? And he's sitting out here, getting out here and having knife fights out here. So this is pretty dope. Sawed-off shotguns, meaning, pretty much, hey, we're coming out here. We need some motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then just not the beauty of that, though, but, protecting rackets, protecting kind of like illegal rackets, stuff like that, and then other stuff like that, and murders, vendettas. I mean, of course, there's going to be a lot of violence probably with, the crime families and massive. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that there's going to be no holds barred. There's going to be probably nothing like that. It's going to be just like all out fucking chaos, bro. And then, just from being on foot, if you're walking around, horsebacks, you guys know how shit it was back in the day, man. We riding like fucking Red Dead Redemption up out here, and, and then behind, and then motor cars becoming a thing later on down the road. So this is going to be pretty much interesting. So, uncover a merciless world of organized crime. Through hewn beauty of Sicily's rugged countryside is a stark contrast to the genuine of urban alleyways, but the trenchway and violence of this gangland run just as deep rival families, with the ruthless leaders wage under eyeing turf wars in the shadows. And for the public eye, trust is a fleeting rarity, and loyalties are worth killing for. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be pretty much going to be something. I mean, we're already knowing that this is going to probably become all-out war with certain things. Keeping things sitting in the shadows. Like keeping things a lot more hush hush and all that kind of stuff. Man, it's just interesting. Play a classic mob movie. It's like you're the anti-hero of this thrilling 1900 story, living out every tense moment of Enzo's descent in Sicily's clandestine criminal underworld, come face to face with a cast of unpredictable allies and cut uh, cutthroat enemies in this classic crime drama, rich in period, authentic details that will immerse you in this treacherous Mediterranean setting. It's going to be something that they're giving you that much, and I mean by the trailers we've gotten, by all this other stuff, man, it's been pretty fucking nice. I mean, the graphics look really well. The 9 minute of gameplay looked very, very, very well in the detail, and it looked pretty dope. I seen the gameplay trailer too, about like the 9 minutes, and I'm sure everybody else has seen it. Okay, so fight to survive. Engage in a life or death combat. Okay, life or death combat. I'm loving that shit. Beat it up close with a blade. Okay, or from afar with a variety of firearms. Ambush enemies from vicious self takedowns. Cool. Or slice them up in close quarter duels. If you prefer firearms, wield period authentic handguns, rifles, and shotguns to overcome any odds or doggedly eliminate the Don's enemies. That's pretty fucking nice, bro. I mean, we talking about life to life death combat. I mean, bro, we're not just talking about firearms at a variety, and shit and vicious takedowns and shit like that, but life or death combat. I mean, getting up and fighting with a blade, or maybe you could die in one of those fighting with a blade. Now, see, in Mafia 3, they had, you know, Lincoln's, um, knife. That is like combat knife, where, like really brutal takedowns, stuff like that with a knife. But to sit there and have one of your enemies fight back with a knife, because I don't think they had, well, I mean, you had that at Mafia Definitive Edition. But this is going to be pretty dope, man. I mean, I feel like it's going to be pretty interesting with all this shit. I really do. I'd say it will be. Traveling in an authentic style. Trave traverse a world range of Sicilian environments from underground crypts and crumbling ruins to Bonful vineyard and ornate opera houses. To reach your next target or make a hurdle getaway, you'll need to gallop on horseback, cross cobbled streets and open fields, or speed down dirt roads, an authentic turn of the century automobiles. So this is pretty dope, man. I mean, this is pretty interesting. I mean, this game is big. I mean, they've had like multiple, saying like that. We've got multiple people. So, I mean, we know our main protagonist is Enzo Aurora. We know he is a former sulfur miner. He is a slave in the sulfur miners as a young boy, and growing up in that to becoming a mafia man by getting himself out of the predicament that he is of not being a slave no more and wanting to be free and trying to make more of a name for himself in the early 1900s as a mobster. So this is pretty interesting, but we got to talk about the characters. Right. So pretty much, like I said, and so we got the AI overview. Of course, we already know the main character of Mafia, the old country, is Enzo Vavara. a young man who rises through the ranks of the Teresi crime family in the 1900 Sicily. He begins his life in the brutal sulfur mines of Sicily before finding an opportunity to join the mafia and a purpose, a better life. Says, of course, from hardship to honor. Enzo's backstory is involved indentured servitude in the sulfur mines, a stark contrast to the power and prestige of the mafia. And then a descent into the underworld. The game explores his journey into the Sicilian criminal underworld, where he must navigate a world of violence, brutal uh, betrayal, and loyalty, following the footsteps of past heroes. So Enzo's story continues the tradition of Mafia series, focusing on a narrative-driven experience with a strong emphasis on a cinematic storytelling and period authenticity details. A new Mafia character for the Mafia series. Mafia Country is a prequel to the main trilogy, exploring the origins of the Mafia in Sicily. This video provides a first look at Enzo Favara and the world of Mafia Country. So pretty much that's kind of like the whole thing. So Mafia the Old Country features several key characters, including Enzo Favara, the protagonist, Don Bernardo Teresi, the head of the Teresi family, and Isabella Teresi, Don Teresi's daughter. Other characters include Agostino Tino Russo, Cesare Massaro, and potentially returning characters from previous Mafia games. So we do not know anything yet. So we pretty much already know Enzo Ferrara, which are the characters that we're going over. The protagonist, a young man who races through the ranks of the Teresi family after working in the sulfur mines. Don Bernardo Teresi, which he's the main Don of the Teresi crime family. The powerful Don of the Teresi family who acts as a mentor and father figure to Enzo. Isabella Teresi, which is Don Teresi's daughter, who is intelligent, courageous, and fiercely independent, navigating the family's criminal world while seeking autonomy. Yeah. Other notable characters, so Agostino Tino Russo, a character played by Anthony Scordori, where the details are not available. So Cesar Massaro, a friend of Enzo, who may play a significant role in the story. Okay. Carmelo, a character played by Michael Uchuk. Pascule, character played by Brian Stavel. Don Spartardo, so that's another Don potentially in conflict with the Teresi family. So another Don Spartardo, so the Spartardo crime family might be something. We have another man named Tommy, a character voiced by Romario Larson, and then we have Luca, a character played by Alberto Frieza, and various other members of the Teresi family, included unnamed characters voiced by actors like Gabriel Boforato and Aaron Wilson. So they're thinking about the potential returning characters. This speculation about the potential possibility of characters like Leo Galante, Frank Vici, or even Don Salieri from previous Mafia games making appearances previously in younger versions of flashbacks, as the game is a prequel. So we might have maybe these three of them potentially. So a young Don Salieri, a Leo Galante, and a younger Frank Vici. So it's going to be pretty interesting, man, to see all these characters. I mean, they're going to have like a big know. It's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be something to see, and we're getting to know all these characters more and more, and we already know that's gonna be the Teresi crime family with the main Don was Bernardo Don Bernardo Teresi. So he is the main Don in the story that Enzo he looks up to. Enzo looks up to him as a father figure, and he's pretty much the main head of Teresi crime family with his daughter Isabella Teresi. So this is going to be pretty interesting, man. A lot of these, and then we know Don Sparardo is going to be another Don, probably from the Sparardo crime family, where Don Sparardo and Don Teresi are probably going to have a lot of conflict, and this is going to be something, man. All these characters are going to have some kind of ways and plays to do everything. So it's going to be pretty interesting, though. But I mean, this game, from what I've seen, it's gonna look pretty well, and the price is not that bad for it. It's pretty well. I mean, we've got a lot to look forward to coming August 8th, and right now we're gonna go into the trailer. We're gonna watch some of the trailers that we have from Mafia: The Old Country. We're gonna go and I'm telling you, man. So. Well, this game is really something else. So, first and foremost, all right, let's see. Let's look at the trailers to Mafia: The Old Country. There's a lot of them. So, of course, we have the teaser trailer, and we pretty much know how that goes. But I think we'll go into. Let's go ahead and take a look at maybe some of the recent ones. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the gameplay trailer. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at this one. Back 2 months back. Well, now we're gonna take a look at the. Let's take a look at the gameplay trailer as it's 9 minutes.
And we want to see more, so we're bringing.
Alright, this one looks nice. Graphics in it and everything.
Come in, Enzo.
There's Enzo right here. And the graphics are fucking stunning in this game.
I want to speak with you about my daughter. When Isabella became involved, however, it became our business. Now we must send a message to all around that Torisi takes care of his family and his affairs. Will you do that, Enzo? I will. Good.
The feels to the surrounding is really, really good, man. It feels like I'm actually dead straight in a movie, and we get to hear Don Teresi. I'm telling you, man, this man, if no one has ever watched The Godfather, it almost kind of feels like that way. If anybody's ever watched The Godfather, it's one of a massive movie classic with The Godfather. He feels like don't know what I've seen The Godfather back then, somewhat. I just don't know what the name was for the Don of in The Godfather, but I'm telling you, man, he sounds exactly like him. Well, not like him, but it has that movie feeling type feel to where he's kind of like similar to what Don Teresi is. And this is pretty fucking interesting, man. And this is dope. I mean, the graphics, the characters, how they sound, the feels to this game, where the setting is at. I mean, dude, it's fucking nice. This really is nice. Okay. I know you guys ain't able to see it. I'm like looking at my phone, but you guys can pretty much hear it.
You're to meet with Tino's men. They're on a farm near Ludovici's villa, keeping an eye on things. They can be a little rough, but first, let's get you what you need to get the job done. Careful what you say around my wife. Anyway, you ready? I am. Confidence is good, but don't let it become arrogance. Oh, Valerio, Enzo here needs to see you about the pest problem.
Yeah, the game's graphics is really, really interesting, man. I mean, they're very pop out-ish. I mean, the details to this game is like really fucking amazing. I mean, from every bit of it, to the characters, to the surrounding, to everything. I mean, if I gotta say this myself, I think this is not like real deep into this. I think this is just the beginning for Enzo. I don't think he's pretty much a made man at this point. What's going on? Never mind. Anyway, though, I think this is the beginning for Enzo. I'd imagine. So this is not like deep in the story. This is kind of like how he started before he started becoming into the Teresi family. So this is pretty interesting.
I'll be in my workshop. Send him now.
This game is fucking amazing, and the graphics in this shit is awesome.
Not just a stable boy anymore, eh? Something like that. Well, if you're here for grown man's work, I have what you need. Take a look around. Choose what you like, and then come and see me. A large bore pistol. That thing will tear through just about anything.
This is pretty dope. Apparently, we get introduced to a weapons man that hands off of the Teresi family. Apparently, he has like a bunch of tons of kinds of weapons, different kinds of shades of weapons and everything like that, like different pistols, different kinds of guns, different kinds of everything here. I like how the fact that you can actually pick. Like you're not just giving out a gun straight away. I mean, you have like that option to pick and all that stuff. So it's pretty dope how you have this opportunity to pick different kinds of weapons. It's kind of dope, man. I like how this is. So this is pretty interesting. Like you from like an actual old time, way old timey gun, way old timey type of gun that you would have to like old timey shotguns. This shit's pretty dope, man. I like how they have like a different, and you get to choose like a different variety of guns, man. This is pretty awesome.
Shotgun. That's a real punch, Bruce. She'd help you out with your best problem. You've chosen them. I have. Good. guys too. Beat yourself is first.
That's pretty dope. Like you actually get the buggy to actually run around with. That's fucking awesome, man. I mean, the details to this game is really amazing. The way that he's like driving like one of them old type buggy cars, man. It's pretty fucking good. And the health meter is a lot more different. Way more different.
Ludovici. He's here. We're ready. Just keep the word. The Don has entrusted this story to the Caruso, so listen well, boy. Ludovici knows the devil follows close behind. He thinks his Pataro security will protect him. You will prove him wrong. Bring the word alive to the ruins of the old Castello. Just me? Alone? Make a mess of this. Any misguided fate the Don has in you will be lost. You capisci? Don't be an idiot. Avoid the main gate.
So excuse me. Yeah, the health bar's a lot more different. Way more different. Oh shit. That's a massive. That was pretty good stuff, Joe. No.
What? You told me your pigs sleep in the back room. Don't take it personally. My wife is very particular. AI is ready to work for you with digital assistants powered by Dell AI Factory with NVIDIA. Afanculo is dead.
Damn. I threw it right at him. God, shit.
One day I'll own a motor car. Are you serious? On your wage? How does a buffoon like that manage? He's no better than you or me. Maybe not. Got a grenade! What?
Damn. Holy shit. Oof. Yeah, the holy shit, man. Okay. The shooting is clean on this. I like that. The shooting and the shooting's really clean on this thing. Damn. Ooh. Got him. Ooh. Yeah, then that's. That's me. That's pretty dope, man. I gotta tell you, man, the gameplay, the shooting and the details and everything, yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty nice. It's really smooth how the way the shooting is. It really was nice. It's gonna be something, man. I mean, we just get a bit of a early thing. This is definitely before Enzo becomes part of the Teresi crime family. Very early on, proving his loyalty to the family for Don Teresi. This is pretty interesting, though, man. I mean, the game is it's really, really nice.
I'm not the type of girl to gatekeep. I'm gonna show my new hot girl summer essentials now new at Sephora. This summer, you need to try.
Betrayal burns because it can only come from someone close. An enemy can't hurt you like a friend.
Who are you?
Sono Enzo. I work here. My friends, my family, my beautiful daughter, Isabel. Don't Torres looks out for people around here. Sometimes the client is feeling less than cooperative and we need to teach them a lesson. Remind them of their obligations. This is between us and Spadaro. Where I come from, commitment means everything. If this is how he wants it, this is how it'll be. The Dons noticed you, Enzo. This is an opportunity. Do you wish to commit to this family? Enzo! We can't let this get away! When Isabella became involved, it became our business.
He died for my father. For his honor. I won't let you do the same.
We have a traitor. It stays between me and you. It's family. Loyalty is everything.
We do not always get to choose what we do.
We can choose what we want.
And who are you, Enzo?
I'm telling you, man, these trailers, that was the Summerfest trailer for that one. That was really the this is the nation ceremony. This right here is when he's getting made. They made this trailer. Pretty much completely in a whole room.
All of the men in this room are bound by blood. This is a family. And in this family, we follow a code of honor. It's a way of life.
Yep.
A brotherhood.
Yep.
You're here because of your deeds. And the assertions of those who stand at your side. This life is one of secrecy. If you make a friend, meet a woman, they must not know about our thing. It is binding. It is not forgiving. To betray one is to betray all. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family? Yes, I do. Then, before the eyes of all here present, join me.
See, pretty much he in the ceremony when pretty much when you are being to be a made man, they have a blade, and with the blade, they also have a picture of Saint Mary with along with baby Jesus, pretty much, and that's pretty much how that traditional way is. They have a bunch of made men already in the room, and pretty much as you're taking the oath, you're swearing it. And when you are swearing it, of course, I have a candle lit as well, a picture of Saint Mary and baby Jesus, and then of course with the blade. But see, here's the thing about this: they would ask you, you know, especially for Mafia 2, when we saw Vito getting made, they poked his finger with the blade with his finger trigger that would pull the trigger, and it would be his right hand, and they would poke it. Difference is with this one is that they had Don Teresi, he had the blade, but he put the blade on his lip and split his lip to get the blood and then to put it on the picture.
To become a man of honor, repeat these words. I swear my loyalty to this family. I swear my loyalty to this family. My flesh must burn like this saint.
Sam becoming a made man. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this shit is just amazing, dude, with all this stuff. Well, guys, that pretty much takes a look into our journey and seeing the trailer of Enzo Ferraro joining into the Teresi crime family in that trailer, as you heard, not seeing it but hearing it, and then pretty much looking at that trailer and looking at the 9-minute gameplay trailer before he actually wound up joining. It's going to be an awesome game, man. We've pretty much already seen what things are going to be unfolding. But I wanted to come by, man, talk about the characters, talk about the game a little bit, man. It looks pretty dope. I can't wait. I know all of you guys can't wait. But make sure to tune in. I've got going to be doing some the Mafia 2 DLCs later on today on the Yerbo Trust Twitch channel. I hope everybody enjoys. Much blessings. God bless. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.